And good morning and welcome to the WSJM Morning Show video live stream edition for Tuesday, January 13th, 2026. It's 7 a.m. as we start the recording here. And our special guest in the studio this morning is none other than J.C. Anderson, the chairman of the Lakeshore Excellence Foundation. Good morning, J.C. It's good to see you.
Good morning, Ken. Yeah, I look forward to being able to talk more and more about Lakeshore Excellence Foundation.
How long have you been involved with Lakeshore Excellence Foundation?
Well, since 2012, and I was approached about taking over the leadership of the LEF. I'm going to use LEF.
Okay.
Lakeshore Excellence Foundation is kind of a mouthful. So was approached in 2012 to take that over. I had two grandsons in the second grade and the fourth grade at that time.
Okay.
And I thought, man, if I can do that and give them a better education, shame on me if I don't.
Yeah.
So 2012 to take a long or a short answer to turned into a relatively long answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, LEF, what is it for those who might not be familiar with it? What does LEF do? What's your mission?
Yeah, LEF in simple terms, I mean, we've got a 3-sentence mission statement and all that,
Yeah.
but I'll just go to the bottom line. LEF is the fundraising arm, the only fundraising arm for the Lakeshore Public School System.
Okay.
There's a very significant gap between the funding that Lakeshore as a public school gets from whether it be state, local, or federal governments. And that's where the LEF comes into play. We're very simply trying to make up the difference of that gap. It's a huge gap. We'll never make all of it up, but that's our focus, to try to reduce that educational funding gap that Lakeshore has.
Yeah, and some of the ways that you do it, you have fun fundraisers, and two of your major fundraisers coming up. There's an online auction coming up in February 7th through the 14th. So we'll talk about that this hour. And then you have, I love the vision this paints, because you're thinking sunshine, you're thinking getting outdoors, a golf scramble in June. Yeah, we need that this time of year. June 8th is their golf scramble at Harbor Shores Golf Club. And if you want more information about the mission or to donate, just go to lefonline.org, lefonline.org. The online auction, what kind of cool stuff you have in there? Any guitars? I should start there.
Well,
if you don't, you should go out and get some.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm a sucker for auctions. No, that's good stuff.
No, some good stuff. Obviously, in a community where Whirlpool is such a major employer, we do have some major appliances: washer, dryer, refrigerator.
Okay.
We've got a set of tires. We've got all kinds of gift cards. We have oil changes. I guess the best way of saying it, you name it, we've got it. Yeah.
And by the way, full disclosure, JC has a long history with Whirlpool Corporation, and so we'll talk about that. I'm anxious to dive into his background as well. So we'll bring that interview forward. That's coming up here just after news on the WSJM Morning Show. We'll have the video live stream again. J.C. Anderson, chairman of the LEF, the Lakeshore Excellence Foundation. And to get more information about Lakeshore Excellence Foundation, just go to lefonline.org. Again, the online auction starts February 7th. The golf scramble, if you want to get set up for that, that's in June, Monday, June 8th. Great day to take off and just go golfing for a good cause. Yeah, we'll talk about that. It's all coming up right here on WSJM. Right now, we're going to break for a moment and come back with our local news.
And they don't need coffee breaks. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
It's 2026, not 2006. Your antivirus shouldn't feel like a dial-up. WebRoot Essentials protects your new and old devices without slowing them down. It scans 6 times faster, uses 33 times less space, and it's ranked #1 against Norton, McAfee, basically all the usual suspects. And right now, you can get an exclusive 60% off when you go to webroot.com/offer. Lock in the smarter, lighter, faster protection your devices deserve and get WebRoot Essentials today. That's webroot.com/offer for 60% off.
WSJM News now. Team coverage from the WSJM newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
7:05 is the time. It's the WSJM Morning Show for Tuesday, January 13th, 2026. I'm Ken Lundberg. A special guest in the studio this morning. You'll be hearing from J.C. Anderson. He's the chairman of the Lakeshore Excellence Foundation, the LEF. We'll talk about what the Lakeshore Excellence Foundation is, what they do, what they've been up to, and how you can participate. That's coming up in just a couple of moments. First off, we're going to get a weather forecast for today. You getting ready for it? Not today, but tomorrow night, we could probably have some snow, some significant snow. Today's forecast first. Mostly cloudy skies, a 30% chance of rain, a high around 43 degrees. Southwest winds, they're going to be substantial, maybe gusting up to 40 miles an hour today, otherwise 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight's forecast, mostly cloudy, a 30% chance of rain. Again, the low overnight, probably around 35 degrees, and the wind still out of the southwest, gusting up to 30 miles per hour. Wednesday, we're looking for mostly cloudy skies, and then a 70% chance of rain or snow. And the later we get into the day, the cooler it's going to be, and the more chance we're going to see some lake effect snow set up. So the high on Wednesday is supposed to be around 35 degrees, but that's going to fall down into the 20s. We're going to get winds out of the northwest and some precipitation out of the northwest, 10 to 20 miles per hour, gusting to 30 miles per hour. And then overnight into Thursday, lake effect snow. That's what they're thinking right now. That's how it looks like it's setting up. We'll keep you up to date on what happens, but it might get significant, maybe an inch an hour, an inch or two per hour. Depends on how it sets up, but they're saying get ready. Thursday's forecast, partly sunny and cold after the sun comes up. 30% chance of lake effect snow showers continuing, and a high around 24, but the low is going to be around 15 degrees. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, cloudy skies and a good chance of snow showers all 3 days. Some of the news from the WSJM newsroom. A 63-year-old Bertrand Township man is facing multiple felony charges after Michigan State Police and Southwest Enforcement Team detectives executed a search warrant in Berrien County. Police say the warrant was served back on January 6 at a home in the 2700 block of Weaver Road. This followed a 2-month narcotics investigation. The man was arrested on 5 felony counts of firearm possession, 1 count of receiving and concealing a stolen firearm, 1 count of possession of fentanyl or heroin, and 1 count of maintaining a drug house. State police say the investigation is part of an ongoing effort to remove illegal drugs and firearms from the community. They note drug overdoses continue to claim more lives in Southwest Michigan each year than car crashes and homicides combined. Other news, Michigan Works, Berrien, Cass, and Van Buren will host its first job fair of 2026. It's coming up on February 10th in Benton Harbor. Business Solutions Manager Michael Monpremier says about 25 employers are expected to attend, and he says all are seeking to hire.
We have about 20 to 25 employers/resource providers on hand, and normally in terms of the job seekers, about 250 is what our average tends to be, and has been since about May of 2024. So we have a pretty steady flow of individuals that come through.
Employers will include manufacturers and healthcare providers. The fair will also feature resource organizations offering help with education, training, and support services. Michigan Works, that is also offering job seeker preparation assistance.
Come to our service center prior to the event. We have numerous resources on hand, whether it be an individual who might need some maybe professional clothing for the day of.
Monpremier says Michigan Works can help job seekers build confidence for interviews. The job fair runs from 10 to 2 at the Michigan Works Service Center on West Main Street in Benton Harbor. Attendees are encouraged to register in advance. We have the registration link in the story that we have posted right now at WSJM.com. And the Berrien County Health Department is marking Cervical Health Awareness Month by highlighting the importance of prevention and early detection. Nurse practitioner Jennifer Perrette says cervical cancer is one of the most preventable cancers when identified early, which is why regular screenings and HPV testing are recommended. She also encourages HPV vaccination.
Vaccines protect children before they are exposed to a disease. We recommend starting at age 9. Also, if given between the ages of 9 through 14, only 2 doses are needed rather than if the vaccine is given at a later date 3 doses would be needed.
Brett says the HPV vaccine protects against more than just cervical cancer.
HPV vaccine is recommended for both males and females, preventing cervical cancer, throat cancer, penile cancer, anal cancer.
She said the health department offers HPV testing and pap smears, which are key tools for detecting cervical cancer. The department's sexual health clinic also provides contraceptives, education, and testing and treatment for sexually transmitted infections. More information available online or through the health department directly. And finally, Benton Harbor's House of David is set to be the focus of a new live program that will air on public television in this region. Museum director Chris Siriano said the program has received final approvals and will begin production next month. He says the series, airing on WNIT, will include 8 weekly episodes with live and pre-recorded content.
It'll be a bit of a talk show. We'll bring in lots of different scholars and people affecting this story. And then on PBS during these series, we'll also show little segments of some of the movies that we've made.
Siriano said the show, developed with Rob Bird of Moondog Productions, explores the history of the House of David, which began in 1903 as a religious colony and became widely known for its baseball teams.
White guys that played in the Negro Leagues back when the black guys couldn't play in the majors because they were black. The House of David couldn't play in the majors because they wouldn't shave or cut their hair. So it's a really, really cool part of early baseball history, and it's fascinating for everybody around the world.
He said scholars from across the country are being recruited to participate. While a final title has not yet been selected, the series is expected to debut on WNIT in April. We'll keep you up to speed on that. It's 7:11. It's the WSJM Morning Show. Good morning. I'm Ken Lundberg. And special guest this morning saying welcome again to J.C. Anderson, the chairman of the Lakeshore Excellence Foundation, LEF. Good morning, J.C. How are you, sir?
Hey, Ken, good morning. Yeah, feel good. Yeah, looking forward to being able to talk about LAF on the radio here.
No stranger to the WSJM studios, the Pat Moody studios. You've been here before. You talked with Pat.
Yeah, I've talked to Pat, back in 2012, when we brought in the senior PGA golf event.
Yeah.
I was the chairman of recruitment for all the volunteers. So we were getting on the radio, getting in the newspaper, personally getting out, scrambling, trying to get the thousands of volunteers that we needed to put on that event.
Yeah. Yeah. Was it tough at first to get volunteers for that? Because I know at the end of it, you probably had to turn them away.
The very first year, 2012, we set a record within the PGA of America activities. We set a record in signing up some 6,500, we quote 6,500 volunteers. And we signed them up in 3 weeks, and that had never taken place before.
Okay, so you didn't have a hard time, right? That's amazing.
No, not the first year at all. And to show you how much we overreacted to the number of volunteers that we needed, the last tournament that we had, which was the 6th, so we kind of figured out how to do it. We needed something like 1,300 volunteers. So
that's great. Overachieve. That's better. That's better than underachieving.
Yeah.
But we're here this morning to talk about a couple of different things. Certainly, I'm interested in getting your origin story. So we'll talk about you in just a couple of moments because I know you have a fascinating background. But we're here to talk about Lakeshore Excellence Foundation as well. And I pulled this from your website. The mission of the Lakeshore Excellence Foundation is to acquire and distribute resources that support various Lakeshore public school programs and projects aimed at enhancing, enriching, or supplementing learning opportunities for students, staff, and community. You've been doing this since 2012. How important is it that you have the Lakeshore Excellence Foundation?
Well, that's a great question, Ken. I think it's vital for the health of the Lakeshore Public Schools. And the reason I say that is Lakeshore Public Schools receives their funding mainly from the state of Michigan. There's a little bit of local and a little bit of federal government funding that comes in. But major source of funding is the state of Michigan. So when you compare that on a revenue per student basis, Lakeshore Public Schools in the bottom 13%. I repeat, 13% of all the public schools out there. So say it another way, 87% of the other Michigan public schools receives more money per student than what the Lakeshore schools do. So that creates a very significant funding gap between what Lakeshore has to spend versus what is really required for an excellent education for a student.
Yeah.
That amounts to about $4,500 per student. So that's where the LEF comes in, trying to minimize, trying to reduce that significant funding gap.
Yeah. Are there restrictions on where that funding can go that you raise? Where does your money go that is raised through LEF?
Well, we just don't raise the money and then hand it over to Greg Eating, the superintendent of schools, at all. It's certainly not that easy.
Yeah.
As you have read, Ken, we have a mission statement. So we have a process whereby there are grants that we provide. We have 4 different types of grants that students and or teachers can apply for. So again, there's an application process there. We have grant committees for each one of those 4 different types of grants, and they evaluate the grants and make sure they're in line with our mission. And then we have major projects, and that's, again, we have a process, and that's where Greg Eating, superintendent of schools, will come to us with all the forms filled out. We'll review them first with our executive committee and then go to our full board and talk about those projects and lead eventually to approval. And that's what we're supporting with our money.
Okay, we're going to be talking about that and more in a couple of ways that you can get involved. They have 2 major fundraisers, LEF does, coming up. One of them is February 7th through the 14th. That's their online auction. And then in June, they're getting ready for the Golf Scramble. That's going to be at the Harbor Shores Golf Club. And again, to donate or learn more about these events or their mission at LEF, go to lefonline.org. LEF, that's Lakeshore Excellence Foundation, lefonline.org. And you can get more information. We're going to continue our conversation with J.C. Anderson from the Lakeshore Excellence Foundation. That's going to start right now on the video live stream. Here on the radio, we've got sports. Okay, we're back on the video live stream. Origin story. So J.C. Anderson, when the last time you came in, you and I were talking a good bit about Whirlpool Corporation because you have a background there. But let's not start there. Let's go back further. Your origin story. Who is J.C. Anderson? Where do you come from?
Well, J.C. Anderson comes from the great state of Indiana.
Okay.
I'm an Indiana Hoosier, tried and true. So grew up in a farming community, a small town called Milroy, Rushville, Shelbyville, Greensburg, for those people that know Indiana a little bit better.
Okay.
Or for somebody that doesn't know Indiana at all, we're about 40 miles southeast of Indianapolis. I'm
sorry. So around that area, was Dave McIntosh your member of Congress at some point? Do you remember him?
I really don't.
Okay, that's fine.
No.
I used to cover for Network Indiana, and so he was one of the members I associate with Shelbyville.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. No, so anyway, a farming community, and when I, believe it or not, when I was in the 4th grade, I knew that I did not want to be a farmer. So had asked my uncle, who was a business manager for the athletic department, how much money it would take to have a 4-year education at IU when I would be a senior in high school. So he came back, and this number is going to blow everybody away. He came back and he said it would be $1,500 a year or $6,000 for total education, room, board, tuition, everything.
Wow.
So in the 4th grade,
I don't think you can turn in an application for under $6,000 these days.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe.
So in the 4th grade, I set that as an objective to one way or the other try to have $6,000 in my bank account when I graduated as a senior in high school.
You made this decision at 4th grade?
I did.
I'm not going to be a farmer. I'm going to go to higher education, go to school, and here's how much it's going to cost. Wow.
Yeah, I did. I associated farming. My sister and I would go to bed at night, and many nights I would go to sleep hearing my parents argue about money.
Yeah.
And I associated that with farming, right or wrong. And so that's the reason I did not want to become a farmer, and kind of set that as an objective.
Yeah.
So to fast forward, my dad gave me 4 runt pigs. For the farmers out there, we know a runt pig probably isn't going to live, can't get to the mother sow and milk and all that. So they're probably going to die. So my dad gave me 4 of them. I fed them with the baby bottle, put them under heat lamps at night and all that. And those four runts survived. And so I went from 4 runts to 8 normal pigs. We call them gilts. 4 gilts or 8 gilts. And I just continued to multiply. So by the time I was a senior in high school, I had 160 head of hogs. I had every bit of my money that I had made tied up in those 160 head of hogs.
Wow.
So if the hog market was going to be good, I was probably going to be able to have that $6,000 and get off the farm.
Yeah.
If not, I was probably going to be stuck there. So
what was a hog going for at market at that time, do you think?
Oh, you sell it cents per pound and all that. It's about 20 cents per pound.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the hog market was good. Sold them in June of 1963, and I just graduated in May of '63 from high school, and ended up with $6,100.
Wow.
So knew that, and I had applied to IU and been accepted and all that. So I was on my way to IU to pay my own way.
Did you know what you were going to study?
I did. I was going to study business, production management. That was the most technical degree that Indiana had in the School of Business, but production management degree.
Was it what you expected?
Yeah, it really was. To fast forward into Whirlpool, you soon learn that all the classes that you have in school, really the most important thing you learn is it's all about people.
Yeah.
And getting along with people, being able to motivate people, being able to accomplish objectives. That's what schools, and I think even today, schools are still lacking that as far as being able to help people understand how you motivate people.
One moment, let's take a pause here. We have to get our weather forecast. We'll come right back and continue this story right here on the WSJM Morning Show. We're talking with J.C. Anderson from Lakeshore Excellence Foundation.
Into the mid-20s with lake-effect snow showers at sometimes being heavy. I'm Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
The Morning Show with Ken and Friends on 94.9 WSJM.
7:24. It's the WSJM Morning Show, Tuesday, January 13th, 2026. Temperature outside in Benton Harbor right now, we're looking at 35 degrees, 36 in St. Joseph. The feels like in St. Joe, 21 degrees. We're talking with J.C. Anderson. He's the chairman of Lakeshore Excellence Foundation. And we'll talk more about Lakeshore Excellence Foundation in a few moments, but we're getting a fascinating origin story from JC. And he grew up on a farm and had experience raising hogs. Raising hogs, is that the right way to say it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Raising hogs. And then you had 160 head of hog by the time you were a senior in high school. I have 4-H experience, right? FFA, all that.
Yeah.
I raised one lamb.
Great.
One lamb.
Congratulations.
You had 160 hog. I had one lamb. Anyway, that's amazing to me. And
Ken, just another side story, I guess, on the 160 hogs. Like I said, I had all my money tied up in those hogs. So I'd feed them in every morning and every evening. And I wanted to make sure that I had 160. So, you don't blow a whistle and these hogs line up and you count them. So I would count these hogs and make sure I had to count them and get 160 2 times in a row. If I didn't get it 2 times in a row, I would stay there long enough to get them. I was late for high school, a number of times because I was out counting my hogs.
How many of your classmates were doing the same thing? Any of them?
None.
Not a single.
No.
Wow, that's amazing. So then you went to IU, and for those of you not on the video live stream right now, he's wearing his IU sweat jacket here. IU pride showing through. Football national champions. They're going to try to be. Have they ever been national champion before?
Never. No, this is an unbelievable story. I mean, Indiana's never had an unbeaten football season. Indiana has never been ranked number 1.
Wow.
Indiana has never won a national championship. So every football game this fall, I held my breath because couldn't believe, what's going on.
Yeah.
And so we're one victory away. Playing Miami Monday night in Miami.
Yeah.
So it's a home game for Miami.
Oh, goodness.
For the national championship, and time will tell.
Yeah.
But it's, the movie Hoosiers.
I was just going to say.
Me growing up, absolutely.
Yeah.
There will be a Hoosiers 2 about this Indiana football team and Coach Signetti. If they were to win this game Monday night.
That gives me chills. And a thank you, appreciation to Notre Dame for stepping aside and making way for this story to happen, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
We're talking about J.C. Anderson right now, getting a little bit more of his origin story. We'll talk some more about Lakeshore Excellence Foundation in a few moments. But, okay, so you graduate college. Where are you heading off to after IU?
Well, when I graduated from college, this fast forwards to 1966.
Okay.
And Vietnam was right at its peak. So I'm 20 years old and single.
Oh, boy.
Coming out of school. And like I said, Vietnam right at its peak. So I graduated in June, started work at Cummins Diesel as a manufacturing supervisor. And in November of that year, just 5 months later, I was drafted. Drafted in the Army, spent the next 2 years at Fort Knox, Kentucky.
Yeah.
I was very, very fortunate not to go overseas, whether it be to Vietnam or Germany or wherever. But spent 2 years at Fort Knox, Kentucky. And got out. I was literally barefoot and broke, had gotten married during the Army. My wife, Nancy, will celebrate 59 years of marriage in March.
Congratulations. And thank you for your service. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So you got married while you were still in the Army, got out.
Yeah, barefoot and broke. So believe it or not, just took a number of interviews coming out of the Army and said, I'm going to go with the company that offers me the most money. And that's not the way to select the company you're going to work for,
no.
hopefully for a lifetime.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's the objective that I had. Whirlpool offered me the most money at the time. And so here I show up in St. Joe, Benton Harbor, St. Joe Division, which no longer exists.
Yeah.
But started there in December of 1968.
What was your role there? Your first role?
Industrial engineer.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does that do? What do you do as an industrial engineer?
Very simply, you've got a job out in the plant, whether it be running a machine or on the assembly line. and the industrial engineer talks about how many pieces per hour you ought to be able to get off that machine, how many units you ought to be able to do on an assembly line.
Yeah.
So time study
Okay.
is really what it is.
All right.
Yeah.
So your career was Whirlpool Corporation.
It really was, with that very narrow focus on trying to figure out which company to go to, turned out very, very successful, I guess. Retired some 39 years later as senior vice president of operations, had responsibility for within North America for manufacturing, engineering, procurement, logistics, kind of the operations side of the business. I had a counterpart, sales, marketing, and service. And so between the two of us, we pretty much had the P&L accountability for North America.
Wow. The profit and loss for North America, which is still the biggest engine that drives Whirlpool Corporation today.
It is, certainly is.
Yeah. Wow. So were you on the line? Is that where you started? You started on the line? And then,
no, like I said, it was an industrial engineer.
Okay.
But
you saw the line, you worked right next to it. You saw
exactly
how it should operate.
Yeah. Helped determine how many people we needed on the line.
Yeah.
How many units we ought to get off a particular machine. But yeah, it was a great career. I made many, many friends, had many, many challenges. But yeah, as I look back on it, feel good about Whirlpool, feel good about the people that I worked with, feel good about what we accomplished.
Yeah. Okay. We're talking with J.C. Anderson. He's the chairman of Lakeshore Excellence Foundation. We'll get into the meat of that conversation in just a moment. If you want more information about the Lakeshore Excellence Foundation, that's what they've got him busy doing right now, is helping raise money. And they've got two major fundraisers coming up. The first one is in early February 7th through the 14th, the online auction. You want to talk a little bit about that and how people can get involved there? The LEF, the
Sure.
auction? Go ahead.
Sure. The online auction is one of our three fundraisers. Each fundraiser can, we try to have a significant fundraising. When we talk significant, we want to try to raise a minimum of $25,000 with each fundraiser. The LEF is an organization. There's 27 of us. We're all volunteers. We do not get a penny for the work that we do. So when we put effort into a fundraiser, we want to make sure it's significant in what we're doing. So the online auction, last year we raised about $32,000.
That's great.
With that, a great success last year. As I said, we'll have major appliances. We'll have portable appliances for auction there. We will have all kinds of gifts cards. We got a set of tires. We got golf outings, just anything and everything available. It's an online auction, and, it's not people sitting around in a room and holding up paddles and bidding and yelling and all that. There's software out there that's available that we purchase or we use, and people can go to lefonline.org, get onto the auction site, and literally each item is identified. The current bid is out there, and people just can decide as they go through there, what would they like to bid on.
Yeah.
And this goes for about a week, and ends on February 14th.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah. And there'll be some nice Valentine type offerings on there.
Perfect.
So people that are scrambling, husbands that are scrambling, they can maybe take advantage of the online auction.
I love that. All right. So lefonline.org for more information on the online auction. That's in February 7th through the 14th. The Golf Scramble is happening in June at Harbor Shores Golf Club. Again, more information on these fundraisers and more about what LEF does at lefonline.org. Continue our conversation with JC Anderson here on the video live stream. Here on the radio, we've got a couple of important messages, and then we'll get the latest from Bloomberg for our Financial Minute. Back on the video live stream. So going back to your career, talking about at Whirlpool Corporation, what were some of the most challenging or what you might consider your defining times there?
Interesting, Ken. I'll talk about 3 items, and I'll do it quickly here. First item is developing a productivity measure. Again, I'm on the operations side of the business. Productivity is something that too many companies do not pay a lot of attention to. And the way we would talk about productivity is reducing year over year our cost per product, cost per unit, whether it be a washer, dryer, refrigerator, or whatever. So I'll take credit for developing a productivity measure. We called it net cost productivity. And that enabled us as an organization not to continuously, as we were putting together what we called a profit plan for the next calendar year. Used to be we'd come up, well, that's not good enough. Well, what do you want? Well, just go back and keep working on it. Come up, that's not good enough. So with the productivity measure, it really put in absolute numbers the improvement that we would target product by product. So that's one.
It basically makes apparent every aspect of cost that goes into something.
Exactly.
And it uncovers the invisible stuff that can get you.
Exactly.
Okay.
It was an all-encompassing cost.
Okay.
All-encompassing cost. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's one. The second item I would say was the contract negotiations in 1990 in Evansville, Indiana. We were in I was the head of the plant there at the time. We were in a very non-competitive situation with what we call the top mount refrigerator. All of our competition had moved south, moved to Mexico. So we're as an organization still building in Evansville, Indiana. People would say at that time that the labor cost in Mexico was a 10-to-1 ratio. If it cost $1 in Mexico, It was $10 in the United States. So we were very, very non-competitive. And that led to the necessity for what we called a concessionary contract. So basically, the bottom line, there was a $1.71 cents per hour reduction, 15% wage reduction, and I had threats on my life. I had threats on my family. Had threats on our house, and Whirlpool put 24-hour security on me and the house. That I could write a book about that rather than just make a few comments, certainly.
Yeah.
But communication is a key element in anything that you're doing. And if anything, I think I'd be accused of over-communicating. When I was at Whirlpool, we over-communicated to the organization, the hourly organization, to the union about how serious this situation was. Like I said, all kinds of threats, so on and so forth. But the contract was ratified. That's the bottom line. So that company or that plant continued to operate. We became much more competitive, and as I think those people look back on it, that was the right thing for that hourly workforce to do.
Yeah.
The third.
Let's get the third thing in just a moment. We've got to come back and do a quick check of the weather forecast and get us into our ABC News update. We're talking with J.C. Anderson, chairman of the Lakeshore Excellence Foundation, and getting his backstory as well, talking about his 39 years at Whirlpool Corporation. So we'll get to that in just a moment right here on the WSJM Morning Show.
And podcasts at WSJM.com. Academic Challenge, presented by Signature Dealer Group, supported by Cook Nuclear Plant, Berrien Springs Public Schools, and WSJM. The Morning Show with Ken Lundberg on WSJM.
7:40, it's the WSJM Morning Show. We're talking with J.C. Anderson. Fascinating backstory. If you miss any part of this, we will have the video archived. It's already up there on YouTube and Facebook, but you can watch it on the WSJM app as well. Just download that from your app store of choice. JC is also the chairman of the Lakeshore Excellence Foundation, lefonline.org for more information. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. We've got to get a quick check of the weather forecast. Don't let me forget about that. 35 degrees in Benton Harbor, 36 in St. Joseph, 36 in South Haven. For Benton Harbor, St. Joseph, and the surrounding area of southwest Michigan, we are under a winter storm watch. They're thinking that we might get some lake effect snow Wednesday night into Thursday. The forecast for today, though, looks like mostly cloudy, a 30% chance of rain, a low of 35, wind out of the southwest, gusting up to 30 miles per hour. Wednesday's forecast, during the day, it's going to be mostly cloudy. There's still a 70% chance of rain or snow the later we get into the day. The high is going to be 35 early on, and then it's going to fall into the 20s and set up for a possibility of some lake effect snow. Northwest winds gusting up to 30 miles per hour, bringing in a precipitation system from northern Wisconsin is where it is right now. Thursday's forecast as we get into that day, partly sunny and cold, 30% chance of lake effect snow lingering, a high around 24 and a low around 15. Continuing our conversation with J.C. Anderson after a quick news update, latest world and national news now.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Arguments today before the highest court in the country on one of the most divisive issues in America, whether transgender girls should be allowed to play girls' sports. The justices hearing arguments over bans put in place in West Virginia and Idaho. Becky Pepper Johnson and her parents sued West Virginia. She tells ABC News,
I've been a girl forever, and playing on the guys' team is going backwards.
Some Republican lawmakers in Washington pushing back after the Department of Justice launched a criminal investigation into the Fed. ABC's Jay O'Brien.
We are seeing Republicans say that they are deeply concerned that the Fed's independence, this bedrock principle of the Federal Reserve, that it is independent of political pressure and it is only making decisions based upon what they view are the best moves for the U.S. economy, is at risk.
New numbers on inflation expected to show it running at 2.7% due out this morning. This is ABC News.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
7:43 is the time. It's Tuesday, January 13th. Some of the news stories coming up just after 8 o'clock this morning. St. Joseph City officials are looking at bringing back paid parking to downtown this year, but with a much different look. We'll tell you a little bit about the discussion that was held last night at the City Commission meeting. That's coming up just after 8 o'clock. Also, St. Joseph City Commissioners have approved a brownfield plan tied to a Harbor Shores redevelopment proposed near Upton Drive and Whitwam Drive on the north side of the St. Joe River. We'll tell you about everything that's going in there. It's a big development. And the Berrien Community Foundation has received a $150,000 grant from the Michigan Health Endowment Fund to support the new Southwest Michigan Food is Health Collaborative. Those stories and more coming up just after 8 o'clock right here on the WSJM Morning Show. We're going to continue our interview with J.C. Anderson, Lakeshore Excellence Foundation, here on the video live stream right now. Sports is coming up after a look at state news here on the radio.
The Michigan News.
All right, just a quick check of our online presence here. Let's see. Diane, good morning. Teresa, good morning. Sarah Thieneman, Jolly? Thieneman, thank you. Sarah Thieneman Jolly says, great interview. Thank you, JC, for all you do for our community. Teresa says, Nicholas Page also says, hello and good morning. I'm not going to repeat your comment, Nicholas. He must be a St. Joe Bears fan. Teresa says, JC, my dad worked for Whirlpool. Did you know my dad, William Yore? Y-O-R-E, William Yore. You remember William?
Yeah, that name sounds familiar. I can't put a name and a face together, but I can certainly put the name there.
Yeah. It's, the area has such a history, over 100 years. What is it, 100 and...
Probably 115
115
or so
by now, yeah. Yeah, because 2026, that sounds about right, 100, yeah. And for 39 years you were there. You saw a transformation. Was it primarily North America when you started?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was entirely North America, and Sears. Sears was like 65% of our profit at that time. So almost a complete switch from North America to global, and from Sears being the big animal to Sears no longer existing.
Incredible.
Yeah, a major transformation.
And you were telling us the three defining moments of your career. You were about to start on number 3.
And number 3 was probably the most significant. I got a call from Jeff Fettig, who's chairman, CEO at the time. And Jeff said, come on down to my office. And he said, what would we think if we woke up tomorrow morning and we heard that a Chinese company, Haier, had purchased Maytag, and none of us would feel very good about that. So Jeff was putting together kind of a skunk works team of about 5 or 6 of us to really evaluate should Whirlpool purchase Maytag. And so I was there representing the operations side of the business, again, manufacturing, engineering, procurement, and logistics. And very simply, I mean, 7 or 8 of us, I guess, worked 24/7. I mean, we were in there with Jeff on late at night, come back early the next morning, Saturdays, Sundays. We went literally round the clock for probably 3 weeks. And at the end, we had put together a presentation for the board of directors, called the board of directors in on a Saturday. Many of them were out on vacation wherever. Whirlpool planes flying out, bringing them in. And made a presentation to them on a Saturday. Whirlpool went live with an offer for Maytag on that Monday morning, and the rest is history.
Wow.
We acquired Maytag. I think Jeff, I think the board of directors, I think everybody would say is a great acquisition. Whirlpool has more brands, than we would have had we not acquired Maytag.
Yeah. What's your view of the state of manufacturing in the United States right now? I know there's been a lot of, with President Donald Trump and his tariffs. My understanding is the objective there, even though it doesn't always come through, the objective is to rebuild the manufacturing base in the United States. Is this working?
Exactly. And, Whirlpool is very vocal on the standpoint of these tariffs and all that, 80% of what is sold in the United States is built in the United States. So very strong, stronger than any other competitor footprint that Whirlpool has in the U.S. So the state of manufacturing and what Trump's trying to do, Trump uses steel many times as an example. And the problem that I see with this, not that in theory everything is correct that Trump's saying, tariffs, trying to give priority to the U.S. manufacturer and all, but you don't put capacity in place overnight, especially steel capacity, even Whirlpool type capacity. I mean, these are long lead time pieces of equipment, blast furnaces, rolling mills, that you have within the steel industry. So state of manufacturing, I long term, I think this will play out to the advantage, for manufacturing. The issue is Trump. There's going to be a change in the administration in 2 or 3 years, and if Democrats were to be elected, I mean, they could come in and redo everything.
Yeah.
So, manufacturers got to sit back and think, what's going to happen? What's going to happen with government direction that may take place.
Yeah, because as you mentioned, the long lead time required to rebuild an industrial manufacturing base doesn't happen overnight, doesn't happen in a couple of years sometimes.
Right.
It takes longer than that. And then, as you mentioned, if the administration changes, well, why did we spend millions, hundreds of millions of dollars, billions, developing this manufacturing to appease one administration when the next one is going to come in and make us stop?
Right.
That's tough.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really tough. Okay, we're talking with J.C. Anderson, Lakeshore Excellence Foundation. We'll come back and talk about our Moody on the Market update. Before we get to that, do you have any stories that you want to share about Lakeshore Excellence Foundation during our Moody on the Market update? I'll just put that nugget in your head. Stories you want to share about Lakeshore Excellence Foundation and how it's making a difference in that community. Again, if you want more information about Lakeshore Excellence Foundation, lefonline.org. They've got a couple of fundraisers coming up. The first one is the online auction, February 7th through the 14th. To get more information on that, just go to lefonline.org. And then they've also got the golf scramble coming up in June, Monday, June 8th at Harbor Shores Golf Club. So if you're interested in taking part in that fun event and doing it for a good cause, go to lefonline.org for more information. 7:51 WSJM Morning Show continues.
Tonight with scattered rain showers. We'll see the high on Wednesday in the morning at 35, dropping into the mid-20s with lake-effect snow showers at sometimes being heavy. I'm Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
The Morning Show with Ken and Friends on 94.9 WSJM.
7:52, it's the WSJM Morning Show. It's almost been an hour, JC.
Yeah, it goes quick.
It goes very quick. Thank you for coming in. We appreciate it. J.C. Anderson is the chairman of Lakeshore Excellence Foundation. We've been talking to him about LEF, but also getting his origin story. And for me, it's fascinating. I hope you're enjoying it as well. If you miss any part of it, you can certainly check it out. It's on the video live stream. We'll have that archived here right as soon as the program wraps up at 8 o'clock, at least the hour of video live stream at Facebook, at YouTube, and on our WSJM app. Let's make this segment part of our Moody on the Market update. Moody on the Market update brought to you by Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today. They are your local auto owners insurance agency in St. Joseph and in Niles. And let's make this segment about LEF, lefonline.org, the Lakeshore Excellence Foundation. J.C. Anderson, you're the chairman. Tell us, give us an illustration, a story about how LEF can make a difference.
Yeah, the story that quickly comes to mind about LEF and impact is that every individual has a network, and that network is made up of friends and relatives and enemies, maybe, but at least every individual has a network. So when I came on board 2012 as LEF chairman, we had about 7 active board members. We had 21 by the bylaws, 21 board members. So we had to go out and start recruiting big time to get a full board. I personally do not hesitate to go over our board limit. Right now we've got 27 people on the board. And the story is that everybody brings a different network. Everybody works that network to raise money, contributions, annual contributions to LEF, to try to get any kind of support, maybe for the online auction. Good example, the individual that owns Lakeshore Shell John. John had a sister on the LEF board. John's been very good about making contributions. So that's just one example. But here you have 27 people, different networks, all working their individual networks. And when it all comes together, net, we on any given year will raise from $550,000 to $650,000 net benefit to the Lakeshore Public Schools. So
that's amazing.
That's
incredible.
the story.
Yeah.
Our breakthrough target vision is $1 million. Like to get to the point of raising $1 million a year. We don't know how to do that. We're all volunteers, but if you don't have that kind of vision, you're not going to get there.
Yeah. And going to your website, lefonline.org, you can see the power of that board. I mean, it just kept going on and on and on. You see a lot of familiar faces. You see some people you don't know, but it's very much a community network that is focused on that one thing, which is excellence at Lakeshore.
Yeah.
So we appreciate what you do there. The Lakeshore Excellence Foundation, if you want more information about what they do, their mission, their fundraisers, check it out. It's at lefonline.org. And this segment has been brought to you by IMS, Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today. They are your local auto owners insurance agency in St. Joseph and in Niles. We'll come right back and wrap this interview up. We're talking with J.C. Anderson from the Lakeshore Excellence Foundation here on WSJM.
Insurance Management Service.
Okay, back on the video live stream. We've got about 4 minutes left. What do you do when you're not doing Lakeshore Excellence Foundation? I'm sure that takes up a good portion of your time. What else are you up to? And watching Indiana football.
Well, exactly. Watching Indiana football, Indiana basketball.
Yeah.
As I said, married to my wife, Nancy, 59 years.
Hi, Nancy.
Yeah, right. We've got 5 grandsons.
Oh, wow.
So, they're all active in sports, whether it be basketball, hockey, soccer, golf. So we spend a lot of time watching them participate.
Yeah.
I think grandparents can play a very vital role with their grandkids. Sometimes grandkids listen to their grandparents before they listen to their parents.
They do.
So that's one. Other community activities. I'm in the local Rotary Club, Benton Harbor St. Joe.
Okay.
Rotary, also take part in the United Way campaign, try to help with Whirlpool retirees.
Yeah.
I guess that's.
What do you do for fun? You get out there, you fish, you golf? What do you do?
Golf.
Okay.
Yeah, golf. Try to work out every day. Always fight the weight issue. So, but try to stay very, very active.
Yeah, excellent. All right. Well, J.C. Anderson, Lakeshore Excellence Foundation. Again, the mission of the Lakeshore Excellence Foundation is to acquire and distribute resources that support various Lakeshore public school programs and projects aimed at enhancing, enriching, or supplementing learning opportunities for students, staff, and community. A great cause. And so if you want more information, just go to LEF Online. That's LEF Online. We're going to go back to the radio here and wrap this up. We'll get you out of here. Where are you off to next? You going to go work out? What are you going to do?
Going to go work out, actually.
Okay.
Well, I'm sorry, got a Bible study at 9:00.
Oh, okay.
And then about an hour later, we'll start working out.
Okay, we'll be right back. It's the WSJM Morning Show.
The college, where they connect you to your future. Visit lakemichigancollege.edu.
From the Pat Moody Studios, this is WSJM FM Benton Harbor St. Joseph, a product of Midwest Family Marketing and Media. Proudly serving our community. The Morning Show with Ken and Friends on 94.9 WSJM.
7:59. We've got a few seconds left here, concluding our interview with J.C. Anderson of the Lakeshore Excellence Foundation. If you had 20 seconds to tell people why they should donate and get involved with Lakeshore Excellence Foundation, what would you tell them?
In 20 seconds, this is my elevator speech that, a contribution to Lakeshore Excellence Foundation supports the education of the kids at Lakeshore, and an investment in kids and an investment in education. I don't think there's a better investment to make. It's a great payoff, and that's why they ought to be interested.
Yeah, Lakeshore Excellence Foundation, lefonline.org for more information. J.C. Anderson, it's been a great pleasure talking with you. Thanks for coming into the studios today.
Hey, enjoyed it, Ken.
Excellent.
Always, thanks.
Thank you, and go IU. It's 8 o'clock.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Concern